Everyone was trying to pass the time until Nora was returned to them. The adults, mainly Ironwood and Winter, interrogated Cinder and Neo on Salem's plans, which the two were fully cooperative in sharing. John had showed them everything, yes, but that didn't mean that they'd seen the complete extent of Salem's scheme. They learned that the target after Haven was supposed to be Vacuo, then immediately went to work to come up with a plan on how to stop the Grim Witch. Cinder was going to offer some of her own ideas before feeling a hand sneak into her pocket, turning just in time to see Neo making off with her wallet, so she raced after the former mute in order to get her funds back. As this was happening, the students were doing some sparring, Velvet taking Nora's place on Team Juniper, while Coco took on Penny. Velvet's versatility greatly helped, but sadly for Beacon's B team, Weiss managed to match her versatility. Then Jean was brought down. Yang managed to get a hold of Ren. Then all of the ninja's tricks couldn't help him as she beat him until his aura failed. Pyrrha may have been able to handle all of Team Cardinal on her own, but the stronger, faster, and more skilled Team RWBY 3v1ing her was just too much. Then, her versatility and extra year of experience was also no match for the full might of the color-coordinated team, and the bunny Faunus was defeated. Coco had lasted a decent amount of time against Penny, her purse surprisingly effective against 6 flying swords and laser beams, but Penny was too maneuverable and defeated her about halfway through the team battle, spending the rest of the time until the fight concluded teaching Penny all about the fine points of fashion and accessorizing. After the battle, the teens collected Cinder and Neo, saving the former mute from quite literally getting her butt roasted and heading to the gaming room, where RWBY attempted to get Cinder into the hack-and-slash genre. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the former apprentice of Salem found herself enjoying asserting her dominance by tearing through the dozens of enemies in her wake. John was simply waiting in the viewing area as he suddenly sensed a familiar power approaching.
All right, everyone. It looks like Nora's coming back.
Everyone hurried back to the viewing room, waiting to see their friend return to them. The Bifrost then struck down, a familiar figure being seen inside, and soon the light disappeared, leaving Nora before them. However, her look had been given quite the upgrade. She wore a sleeveless shirt that had shoulder pads and a large collar, allowing a red cape similar to Thor's to be clipped to her shoulders. It also had a tear on her collar area, just above some swirled armor plates over her breasts, a pair of pink and gold armlet on her upper arms, pink fingerless gloves with black leather covering most of her forearms, ending with white fur that stopped a few inches before her elbow, a golden falde with her emblem on it hanging down above her familiar pink skirt, a pair of brown leather straps on her thighs, and a pair of steel-toed boots with armor going up to her knees, with golden wings on either side of the ankles facing behind her.
The Princess of Asgard has returned to grace you with her presence,
she declared, a booming thunderclap accompanying her as she finished the sentence. She then smiled and waved.
Hi, guys!
Nora! Joan, Pyrrha, and Ren all declared, rushing to her and hugging her, one which she happily returned.
So, how did it go?
Pretty good. Grandma Frigga was really happy to welcome me into the family. Grandpa Odin was a little hesitant, but I guess she managed to talk him into it, because he organized the ceremony to introduce me as the new princess really quick after she whispered something to him. Uncle Loki even liked me.
That's wonderful, Nora. I'm so happy for you.
So, what's with the outfit?
They gave it to me to prepare me for the grand ceremony where they'd introduce me to the kingdom. And they made Magnahild magic!
Nora declared happily, raising her mighty hammer.
What does it do? What does it do?
Nora simply smirked and slammed the hammer onto the ground, which then shattered and tore apart like the greatest earthquake anyone in the room had ever seen.
Ta-da!
Hey, easy. It takes a lot to keep this place together.
So, what's the next movie now that we're all back?
Oh, right. The next movie will be Captain America, the first Avenger, about the greatest war hero in either of our worlds.
War hero?
Right. This movie takes place during World War II, the most devastating war in our history. Basically, for a quick summary, World War II was a global conflict that lasted 6 years. It was fought between two factions, There were the allies of Britain, France, the Soviet Union, and later the United States. Then there were the Axis powers, consisting of Germany, Italy, and Japan. The war was the most destructive in Earth's recorded history, costing the lives of over 85 million people, many of them civilians. The war itself caused a fundamental shift in the world, bringing about the end of colonialism, the founding of the United Nations, and the beginning of the Cold War between former allies America and the Soviet Union, who emerged from the war as the dominant superpowers. But in this movie, the fight will be brought to Germany.
Jian said, shivering and becoming visibly uncomfortable as he explained the next part.
The movie obviously splits off from history, but it starts off at the same place America did, trying to stop Adolf Hitler, who rose to power in Germany and began the Holocaust, where he tried to eliminate the Jewish race/religion mostly, but as a whole sought to get rid of everyone that wasn't part of the Aryan race.
Trying to get rid of an entire race. I doubt even Salem would be so evil.
What exactly is the Aryan race?
Well, it technically defines people from large areas of the European continent, but Hitler's specific vision was those with fair skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes. So, out of everyone in this room, if Hitler had his way, only Jean and Yang would be allowed to live.
Jian explained, leaving everyone horrified.
Yes. Honestly, in comparison, everything Jacques Schnee has done to the Faunus seems like light harassment at best. Even branding Faunus's face like he did to Adam is tame in comparison.
How could anyone be so evil? So broken inside?
Yeah, it's messed up.
Jian said before giving a small smile.
Luckily, we won't be focusing on that. Our main focus will be on one man and his desire to fight for his country and the helpless people against those who would terrorize them.
That sounds way better.
I agree. Let's get this started then.